Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope everybody is doing well. I wanted to come and do this video today because I wanted to talk about some of the things that are in the news, also get us prepared for what's getting ready to happen. I want to share a little bit of personal information or insight before I go into these stories, and just kind of share why I feel like it's really important for us to have this discussion. I know I've been telling y'all about how my work has been going. My work is still like stagnant. I haven't had any work whatsoever. And like I said, some of the projects that I've completed or did my part, I can't get cleared because, of the stuff that's going on with Elon Musk and Doge and this administration. I'm understanding a lot of people have filed their tax returns really early and have not received any money. That is intentional. Notice they're talking about abolishing the IRS. Um, just a lot of stuff is going on with this administration, and the federal government is basically being demolished. So everything that we have been able to rely on in the past, we are no longer able to rely on. And that is why for the last couple of years I've been kind of urging y'all to prepare, because I could kind of see the writing on the wall, and y'all have to. Thankfully, if not, y'all wouldn't be rocking with me. Um, but a lot of programs are being cut. A lot of people are being laid off. The government is being completely gutted, and they are preparing for these two wars that they're going to be running simultaneously. So we need to be watching for that. The stock markets have been crashing like crazy, and I've been telling y'all, get your money out the bank, spend your money, use your money for um, to buy things that you may need in the future, especially with these tariffs and possible supply chain issues. Um, in the event that other nations start trading with us. And right now they're doing the tariff wars. As you can see, I think Trump said he was gonna he imposed tariffs on like 60 countries, and it was like, what, nigga, what, we you ain't finna out James Brown us. Pow, we got tariffs too. So at the end of the day, no matter what they do, we're going to pay the price. So we have to be ready for that. So I don't know when these stores or businesses are going to pass the cost on to us, but that's something that we need to be prepared for. So again, if you holding on to your money, you better get your money, take it to some place and buy some stuff. I suggest buying seeds, buying some of those I would say invest in solar projects, solar items, but they keep the sky so cloudy, honey. Ain't no need to buy nothing solar. They don't want you to have no sunlight. You ain't gonna have no sunlight. That's the biggest BS I ever seen in my whole entire life. Um, so I don't suggest buying anything solar. You see how they are solar, doing the solar geoengineering, putting stuff up in the sky, creating clouds, modifying the weather, so on and so on and so forth. So solar is not gonna be no option for us. You're gonna go to bed when the sun go down, and you're gonna get up when the sunlight get up. Now you can spend your money on the solar stuff if you want to. I'm not telling you not to. I have a few solar things, but I'm not really dependent on electricity. I know how to live without power. But those are, I told y'all we need to be preparing for a season of discomfort. That season is probably getting ready to hit us in a minute. And I don't know when a minute is, but it's coming soon. You can clearly see Trump and Musk were here on assignment to demolish this government quickly so that they can bring in the authoritarianism or the technocracy. And the tech kings are setting up the things that they need to set up. They must have gotten all the stuff that they needed to get in order to put into their databases for this new global order, digital currency, digital wallet, so on and so forth. So I don't know how long the war is going to go on, but I imagine it's going to be something that is probably quick, but they're going to go, start this war. They can declare a martial law at any time. Your rights as a citizen cease to exist. Um, a citizen, make sure you keep your papers on you. Birth certificate, and if you have a passport. I know you've been seeing the stories about people. I'm going to do a story shortly. I'll just go over a story. I'm not going to go into it. But where people are being picked up and sent out of the country because they don't have documentation. Right now, they're focusing on the light browns and the light whites. But eventually, they're going to get to us. In some kind of way, they're going to say, oh, y'all ain't citizens because y'all were born here. Y'all were brought here on slave ships, yada, yada, yada. That's coming. So y'all might as well get ready for it. In the meantime, keep your papers with you because, as you can see, the ICE people got masks on. They just ride around scooping people up and stopping people and detaining them. It's up to you to be able to prove who you are, and you may not get, because basically the Constitution is suspended. It's not official, but yeah, it is. You may not get the opportunity to make a call or have somebody bring your papers with you, to you. I'm sorry, and then they may place you someplace else, way away from where you live. So, your people may have an issue getting to you. So keep your papers on you. If you got a passport and it's current, it's not expired, keep it on you. Driver's license, it does not prove citizenship because a resident, uh, um, a person who has permission to be here, if you got a green card, they can get social security numbers and driver's licenses. They file taxes. Social security number and a driver's license are not proofs of citizenship. So you need a birth certificate, uh, um, full birth certificate. If you have to go to your state Department of Health to get one, or wherever your state's birth records and death records are held, get those things. Get them now while the power is on and you have money and your money is still worth something. And if you have a passport, if it's valid, keep it with you. If it's about to expire, I suggest renewing it. If you can renew it electronically, then do that. If not, then do whatever you got to do to protect yourself and your family members. Um, as far as my work is concerned, nothing social has come out. And most of the programs that I have worked with over the past probably 19, 20 years has been social programs, child welfare, um, housing, criminal justice, like victims of crime type of stuff. Lots of post-secondary education and transitioning to K through 12. Nothing has come out. I have not received any offers to review anything. No grants are coming out. No grants are being funded. That is a huge problem. So that means that they're gutting the government. They're laying off all these people, saving this money with these programs, and that money is going to go to war. So there's not going to be any money for a lot of stuff. As far as this public education is concerned, I don't know what's going to happen. I know there is a public education entity, and I can't remember who started it, but I'm going to do a story on that because I started researching it when my grandson was pulled out of public education and started doing online education. Everything is free. They send you a computer, yada, yada, yada. You using all your money. You using it for lunch and breakfast and stuff. You using your power. You got to have the internet. So it's saving money from public education. So essentially, parents are becoming the teachers. And the expenses or the tax money that you pay is still going to public education, but if you don't use it, where does it go? So that is something significant to pay attention to, and that's one reason why they are out here putting up these power poles and laying down this fiber optic stuff, because everything is getting ready to change. With the digital currency, digital education, you could be at home. We're gonna be locked down again. So just be ready to be locked down on your property, not being able to go anyplace, depending on where you live, especially if you live in a large city. If you live in a rural area, your issues may be supply chain issues, supply chain breakdowns, because as we saw during COVID, the rich get toilet paper first. The rich get the best vegetables first. And if you don't live close to any of those places, then you're not going to, be funded. So then you have to be concerned about, um, you know, um, what you have access to in your community. So pay attention to those things. Um, what else do I want to tell y'all? Just again, just don't be lazy. Don't let no grass grow under your feet. If you can, um, like I said, start a garden, even if it's putting stuff in containers. Go to the Dollar Tree. They got those little things for $1. Drill you some holes in them. Get somebody to drill you some holes in them if you don't have a drill, and start planting. Even if you got to go outside and put dirt out of the ground yourself, out of a, you know, into the pot. Do what you got to do to survive, because these people trying to kill us. I'm not playing. I'm like serious. They're trying to kill us. I don't know if we're gonna be invaded. So that is something that a lot of people, are concerned about. But if we are, because we're going to a war, it could be a thing where, um, the enemies within wake up. So yeah, you just gotta be prepared for all kinds of stuff. But this place is done. It's sold out. It's transitioning. It's being liquidated. It's being plundered. And we are going to be on the hook. We are on the hook for the old. We're going to be on the hook for the new. And nobody is wiping off your credit. Nobody is doing nothing. So folks just think, oh, I'm going to go get A, B, C, D, and everything going to be okay. Give these people back their stuff, and just, try to become okay with nothing, because that is where us is going. I'm sorry about this glare. I'm trying to figure out how to get it off. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Okay, that seems to be a little better. Okay. So, I'm gonna go over these stories. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Anyway, ignore that glare in the back. It's warm. I have my windows open so I can get some fresh air. Have the door open, so I can get a cross breeze. And I got everything under the sun flying in here. I'm gonna have to close my door. Hold on a second, y'all. All right, I'm back. I'm trying to get rid of all the stuff that's flying. Excuse the background noise. People blowing the horn and going up and down the street. I live really close to the street. Okay, so what I'm getting ready to do is go over a couple of stories that I found earlier today, and we're going to talk about them. So, one of the things that I found was South Korea's impeached president is removed from office. That is significant because America has lots of military personnel located in South Korea, so it's probably strategic. They're probably putting somebody in that they want to have in order to make sure they have access to their military equipment. Just saying. I don't know, because I'm a nobody. I'm just using my good old common sense, but that's what I think. All right, so China hits back hard in global trade war with tariffs on U.S. goods. So China announced additional tariffs on 34% on U.S. goods on Friday, which is today, the most serious escalation in the trade. So again, like I was telling y'all, we get a lot of stuff from China because we don't manufacture anything. And even if we do manufacture some stuff, a lot of things, like for instance pharmaceuticals, if you take medication, a lot of components for the medication is not produced here in the United States. It's produced in China. Um, that cheap stuff y'all been getting from Temu and Sheen Rip, it's a wrap. It's all done. It's not gonna be cheap no more. So again, just prepare. More storms threaten central U.S. with catastrophic flooding. Um, I can't stress enough. We need to be prepared at any time to move or deal with natural disasters, especially with all the weather modification going on. So just be prepared for those things. And we don't know. I know they had a outbreak in not Alligator Alley, Tornado Alley. I'm thinking about Florida. Um, in Tornado Alley, and that could, you know, harm any of us. The catastrophic flooding is just unreal. Now, we know that the Most High allows the adversary to do a lot of things to a lot of people, um, and, you know, places on the planet, because it's that time. It's the end of this particular age. So we have to pray that we are found worthy to escape, and that we have what we need. Our place wherever we are becomes a Goshen and safe space for us and those who we are, you know, in charge of or have charge over during this time. So be aware of what the weather is doing when you can, but above all else, learn how to go outside and look at the sky, because a lot of people, you know, you can tell somebody it's raining, but you can also just go outside and look and see when the weather is getting ready to be bad, and just be prepared. So it says the National Security Agency Chief and Deputy Director is fired. So I don't know what this is about. So I'm going to click on this particular story. Um, Usually, when right before a war gets ready to start, a nation will replace their leaders, especially if they've been in position for a long time, because they, you know, they'll use the excuse they lost confidence or whatever. But it's basically they want to have whoever they want um, uh, in position to do whatever it is that they need to do. So this story says the world is reacting to new sweeping tariffs announced by Trump on Wednesday, and he called it Liberation Day. I don't know who getting liberated. It must be the rich people, because the poor people catching hell. But anyway, mass layoffs are expected to lose their jobs. So, you know, that's one reason that a lot of solicitations have not come out, and a lot of grant proposals are not being submitted, and which means I don't have stuff to review, because people are being terminated and programs are likely going to be done away with. So I don't know what those programs are. You know, they're acting like they're finding waste, fraud, and abuse, but, you know, anything that has that language that's DEI or got some LGBTQ or equality, fair, that stuff is probably going away, or at least the language has to be taken out of those notifications. But I'm just erring on the side of they're doing away with a lot of stuff, because a lot of us got to die. It's 2025, and the Deal report said so. So that's what they're working off for that. That's their plan. So never forget what the Deagle report said. So it says, meanwhile, the director of the United States National Security Agency was fired on Thursday, which was yesterday. So I don't know what is going on, but that is huge, because the National Security Agency is the one that's been spying on everybody and collecting all this data. Maybe they're getting rid of them because they're getting ready to collect all this data and use it. I don't know. Muskie Boy is doing all the stuffs. So pay attention to that type of thing. All this stuff is leading up to, you know, two things are happening. This war is starting because they got to mask the fact that we don't have any money. War is big business for the money changers, and then they're transitioning us to this new system. So there's got to be a little pain before you can get your pleasure back. Got to be a little chaos before you can get order back. And you know, I don't know if y'all remember what the bald head man over there at Wealth said, but him. He told us what was coming. So we can expect cyber attacks, cyber pandemics, plagues, pestilences, famine, the purge, everything. These wicked ass people ain't playing. So y'all better really be believing what they say, because they serious. Okay. This also is interesting about Greenland. Greenland has lots of rare earth minerals, which is why the colonizers are trying to colonize it. It's just interesting that they're trying to colonize themselves. So again, this is another reason why black people need to sit back, eat popcorn, mind your business, and prepare yourselves, because they don't care nothing about each other. So they don't care nothing about us. So this story says Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen pushed back against the U.S. in an ex post Friday and said statements and claims about annexing Greenland represents a violation of international law. Now, this is going to be interesting because I don't know if y'all saw the story about the small hats getting called out by ICJ, and they basically said they wasn't the people. Like, you got to go back and read that story. I'm gonna see if I can find it and do a story on it later, not now. But anyway, the post came after Secretary of State Marco Rubio alleged, without any evidence, that Greenlanders are the ones that want to leave Denmark. That wasn't our idea. So anyway, y'all know white people and their handlers and pets will say and do anything for a check and some power. So they want to be white. That's what they do. Whew, I tell you. Okay. So the next thing that I want to share, I don't know, this story was very interesting to me about the Catholic priest getting shot in his parish in Kansas. I don't know what that is going to lead to, but I don't think it's there for no reason. Trump eyeing plan to avoid TikTok ban as deadline looms. Now listen to this. The Trump administration is considering a deal to save TikTok. Now, I don't use TikTok. People send me stuff all the time from TikTok, and I'm like, but China is going to maintain control over it, over the algorithm that will be leased to a U.S. company. Didn't say which U.S. company, and I'm going to say with whoever they lease it to is going to have a minority stake. So when they say, oh, we mad, we getting ready to go to war with China, how you going to be mad at them in one instance, in the next instance y'all doing business together? So it don't make no sense to me. But anywho, okay, so it doesn't say who the company is. So it says the administration has set an April 5th deadline for the app to be banned if it is not sold by its Chinese-owned parent, ByteDance. It's unclear if the proposal follows the bipartisan law that Congress passed, which forces TikTok's Chinese parent company to sell the wildly popular social media platform or face a ban in the U.S. So it says I don't know what's happening. Just up a little bit. Okay, so it says the law bans the establishment or maintenance of any operational relationship between the U.S. app and any formerly affiliated entities that are controlled by a foreign adversary. So they're calling China a foreign adversary while doing business with them. Now make it make sense. Either we friends or we enemies. Just saying. Okay, so it says the algorithm is the secret sauce that makes TikTok so addictive and popular, and it's the source of national security concerns over Chinese ownership of the app. Now, notice again, they're talking about security, national security concerns, but they get rid of the NSA head. And all this stuff is going on, so there's a whole lot of stuff that's not right. But they never tell you who is who is going to buy it? So it says among those potential buyers is Amazon. So if Amazon gets it, like I just don't understand. All these people want all this information. They're gonna make us poor. We don't have no money. We supposed to buy their shit. We don't have no money. Like it don't make no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. You ain't trust me. They ain't gonna give you enough money on universal basic income to buy nothing from these companies. So like, what's the point? I don't even know. So it says the mobile tech company Apple AppLovin and a group including tech giant Oracle have also made bids to buy the app. Even if Trump approves the deal, China will still need to sign off on it. And Beijing isn't too happy right now with the country about to be hit with a whopping 54% tariff. So I would say, I don't know. I'll be interested in seeing what happens with this, but I don't know. You can't trust anything any of these nations do because they're all in confederacy to keep the lies going. Okay. So this story is about people who are getting fired. Now, this is an interesting story though because people are being terminated from the office of the Institute of Peace, or I think it's Institute of Peace. I think it's saying. Yes, the U.S. Institute of Peace, an independent, congressionally funded organization in Washington, found itself in the crosshairs of billionaire Elon Musk's cost-cutting Department of Government Efficiency, and they are being terminated from their jobs. So this story is about this woman who was on, a vacation visiting friends, found out that she was getting fired at night, and they fired about 300 people. Interesting that they're getting rid of the people from the Institute of Peace when they're getting ready to go to war. The irony of it all. The irony. All right. So the next story that I want to talk about is the Maryland dad who was Hispanic who got sent to an El Salvador prison by mistake. I don't know what his situation is, but that's why I'm telling y'all to keep your papers on you. Keep your passport and your birth certificate on you at all times. If you leave in your house, you need to have it. You need to tell your family members to do the same thing. Yeah, they are going after other people, but they could very well go after you. They've been going after Africans. They're trying to get people to self-deport. So, this is the terror campaign. This is the terror, season of terror. You've been warned. Check this story out. A church in England opens up its doors to pro wrestling in a bid to attract converts. Now, the church ain't hitting on nothing if you got to bring wrestling, like the old people say, wrestling and tussling up in the church house. The Most High is not pleased. He got to be coming, get ready to come back and do judgment because this don't even make no sense. Does not make no sense at all. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. The church is now a wrestling match. More people are bringing lunch to work. That's a bad economic indicator. And it is, because if people don't have spare money to go out and eat lunch, that means the little mom and pop businesses will go out of business. The larger national chains will be able to stay in business a little longer, but eventually they're going to go out of business too. So, for me, I can speak for myself personally. I don't hardly eat out. And if I do, I'm eating off the kids' menu. I don't have no money to eat no $10 hamburger meals. And even if I did, I don't know what's in the meat no more. So it don't do me right. So I don't give them my money. But, to each his or her own. There are some places that you can go and get some stuff and be okay. But for the most part, people don't have money. And so they're taking their leftovers or they're making their own lunch. And that is a huge sign that the economy is bad. People don't have extra money for lunch to buy lunch. So that means they don't have money for other stuff too, like vacations or to buy other stuff. And it's just another economic indicator. So that was one reason why the people in were wanting folks to come back to work in DC, because a lot of the foot traffic was how a lot of the businesses stayed in business, and DC basically can't run now because the little ancillary businesses that relied on foot traffic from people being in office, they haven't been getting that in 4 years since COVID. So a lot of businesses are going out of business, a lot of vacancies because once you leave, there's nobody to fill that void, and if they did, maybe they couldn't survive because lack of foot traffic. So uh, people bringing lunch to work is another indicator that they don't have no monies. Trump lays off uh, a lot of FDA employees. I, in particular, don't have no dog in the fight, but after what they did to us in 2020 with the lollipops, I don't trust them no way. So there's that. They ain't finna get me to take none of their stuff. Other problem is they control food. They control the food supply hand in hand with USDA. So the things that are being put in our food, and I think I did a video about that a long time ago. Go back and look at the stories about food that I've done when I talked about the lollipop stuff, the 3 letters that are in the vegetables and being injected into the meat. Um, that's happening, and they're in control over that. So pay attention to what they do, but I still don't trust anything that they're doing, because again, this administration is a part of the new global order, and they're doing what they're on agenda. They're helping them meet their target. So I would not be surprised if they get rid of these people, then all of a sudden a massive outbreak of something comes out. We got to stay at home. We got to take something. If we don't take it, we're going to be ostracized again. So I don't have a good feeling about this. But anyway, I just want to talk about it because it's a possibility. Earlier today, it says the Dow Jones drops another 1,000 points as stocks extend slide. Again, I am expecting the economy to collapse. These tariffs are going to do a number on the economy, and people just are, it's just going to be bad. People are going to not have confidence. People are going to stop shopping. People are going to go to run and pull their money out of the bank. People are going to stop trading. It's getting ready to be bad. So again, if you have money, take that money and buy things that you can use for when the bad times come. If in the event that anything kicks off, I don't know when anything is going to kick off, but I anticipate this economy is going to crash really soon, and this war is going to start really soon. Those two things going to be hand in hand. So you can bet grandma on that. One is going to trigger the other. I don't know if the war going to start and the economy going to crash, or if the economy will crash and then the war will start. But I anticipate both of those things are going to happen pretty close together, because that's how they have happened. That's how it's happened in the past, and history repeats itself. So you go back and look at what happened during World War I and World War II, same thing happened. It just is what it is. So it says spring storms bring catastrophic rain and tornadoes to central U.S. So um, people in the central United States, this is very difficult for all of us, because you know, although the heathen is the heathen, I don't want anybody to perish. I don't want anybody to lose anything. But this, we don't know what's going to happen. These people are very adamant about making sure we are without, and people are going to be without power. This is tornado season. After that, hurricane season comes. So make sure you are prepared to live in the event that there is a storm, or rain, or hurricane, or tornado, or power outage, that type of thing. Even flooding, be prepared for all of it. um, Let's see. Texas is having a measles outbreak. So it says Texas measles outbreak hits 481 cases with 59 new infections confirmed in 3 days. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I don't have nothing to say about it. If you're in Texas, be careful. Um, do your research. All right. Uh, moving on. Uh, 16 state attorney generals sued Trump administration over NIH grant terminations. So the National Institutes of Health, which was responsible for a lot of the research done to concoct these viruses and variants of viruses that have been infecting us, Code 45 suspended a lot of the research funding, and I can't say it's a bad thing. Um, the world ending. They no need to do no more research. They done discovered all the stuff they're gonna kill us with. So no need to keep spending money to look at stuff. Just saying. All right. Um, 4 space tourists returned to Earth after a private flight over the poles. So I guess those are the North Pole and the South Pole. Um, Tomorrow are the anti-Trump protests nationwide. It's supposed to be global. Y'all know what I said. We need to stay at home, stay out of it. It's not gonna make a difference anyway. It's all performative, and no need to go get your face plastered all over the new biometric databases so they can be coming and collect your debt later. Code 45 is on a mission to get rid of folks and punish folks. We ain't did nothing. We just minding our business. So stay home, mind your business. Understand, doesn't matter who's in power, you're not going to benefit at all. You benefit indirectly. So, we just need to watch and see how things are benefiting us and how they're not benefiting us. And the Most High can use anybody in any way he can to protect us. So we need to get out of this bubble where, oh, it's him, so he's not gonna look out for us. The Most High is making moves on our behalf, and he can use anybody, any tool, any way he wants to protect us, to feed us, to move us. So we just need to be open to that and get out of this two-sided paradigm, good, bad, because these people are playing, both sides. So we can't go by what our natural eyes see. We need spiritual discernment and just need a better understanding of how this whole entire system works so that we can make it out. So those were some of the stories. I'm going to go back to all and see if it updates anything. A lot of farms are going out of business, and I don't know if I did a story on this or not, but let's see. This not. Let me update this. So, okay, this is interesting. Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders in U.S. delayed due to Trump tariffs. Oh, the gamers gonna be sad. Interesting. Sean Diddy Combs facing additional sex crime charges in superseding indictment. Of course, when something is getting ready to happen big, they always try out Diddy. So I anticipate a lot of stuff probably is going to happen this weekend. Russell Brand says UK police charged comedian Russell Brand with rape and sexual assault. This is very interesting because if y'all know about Russell Brand has been using his platform since the lollipops to uncover corruption among the higher ups, the powers that shouldn't be. And so now they are arresting him. And they said they were doing an 18-month investigation where 4 women alleged that he had assaulted them. Very interesting. The timing is interesting, but you go back and you look at his track record from, and I'm not saying that he's innocent or guilty. I don't know. I just find the timing interesting, and the fact that he is one of the famous people who put his self out there to tell the truth. So y'all know the powers that be don't like that, and you have to pay. So that is part of this walk. A lot of us are going to be sacrificed, and so we have to understand that. So us putting our lives on the line to tell these stories is, don't take it lightly. A lot of people are out here trying to tell the truth, especially our people, and it's a thankless job. Like, Russell, he got all kind of supporters who support him financially. He got sponsors, whatever. We don't get that. We just be out here talking and pray we can pay our light bill. We still have to work. So while they sacrifice and lose, it's a bigger sacrifice for a lot of us who don't get anything, especially if our channels aren't monetized. We don't have the corporate sponsorships, and we don't have the name brand recognition and the money to put into production to make it something that people will just flock to like a TV show. So anyway, before I end this video, I just want to remind y'all to keep prepping, keep praying, keep seeking the Most High, because things are just bad. They are really bad, and a lot of us are just wondering, Lord, I don't know how I'm gonna pay this. I don't know how I'm gonna eat. I don't know how I'm gonna do nothing. The Most High is really forcing us. He's gonna force us to lean on Him. And it's gonna be stressful, but we're gonna make it. But make sure you are not letting grass grow under your feet. Get your garden started today. Buy seeds from the Dollar Tree, wherever you can get them. Store them. Get things that you're gonna eat, things that you can mix, with whatever, things that grow easy that you might be able to share. You may want to consider going to the Dollar Tree and buying pots, putting your things in pots in case you have to up and move. You can move your stuff, your food with you if you're not in a stable place, if you're renting. A lot of landlords are going to find themselves not being able to get their rent because people are going to lose their money. People are going to be losing their public benefits, and it's just going to be hell out here. So try to warn people as best you can about what's coming. I have been warning people all week. Hey, this is happening. Everybody looking at me like I got 3 heads, and I'm just like, man, I'm really tired, and I can't stress it enough. I'm tired. I'm tired of warning people. I'm tired of trying to get people to work with, and people just always let you down. And it doesn't matter if it's family or friends or neighbors. Like, people they just don't get it. And this young generation, oh my gosh, we ain't gonna be able to stand them. They're gonna need a whole nation by themselves, because we ain't gonna be able to fool with them. They're gonna be so disrespectful and not grateful and not humble, and it's not gonna be a good time, especially for our people. The sisters walking around with bad attitudes. The brothers around here got attitudes. Even old niggas, old men out here still trying to hold still trying to trick off and just not be responsible, not settle down, not pay attention to the season. Like, we don't have many awakened people who understand what time it is and who are good people to work with when things get bad. So this is a time of thinning the herd, looking at who your people are, and cleaning house. Clean house and prepare, because things are really going to get bad. And as far as this cloud seeding and stuff going, like I said, you don't never know when you're gonna wake up. It was supposed to be sunny, it's cloudy, it might rain today, the sun, you know, I don't know. But try to grow food. Try not to be reliant on the creature comforts, even utilities. You might have to go to the bathroom in a bucket. You might have to do without power and cook by fire. Get you an axe. Get in shape. Start walking, because you might have to hike. Most importantly, keep that go bag ready, because if they open up a refugee corridor, you need to be trying to get in it. A lot of our people are not going to get in it. It's going to be a shame, and by the time they figure out there is a corridor open, if it's too many of us, y'all know what's going to happen. This is a dangerous time for Yasharel. And we just gotta pray. So please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload new content, as long as the internet allows me, because when it stops allowing me, I won't be back. Try to detox yourself from this internet, because things are really going to get bad and we're not going to be able to talk. Freedom of speech is being cracked down upon, and so I'm gonna have to get to the point where we're gonna have to start talking in code, and we're not gonna be able to talk about certain people we're gonna have to talk about situations in certain ways because of what's happening in the world. Most importantly, continue to prep, continue to pray, continue to seek the Most High, obey those laws, statutes, and commandments, keep that Sabbath, repent daily for sins of commission and sins of omission. Work on becoming self-sufficient. I'm even having to figure out my life. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna take care of myself, because it's like the second, third time I've had to reinvent myself, because stuff keeps happening always around the same thing. I remember in 2006, 2007, when the war started, Bush started a war. I want to say it was in Afghanistan. I don't know. I don't even remember. So much stuff done happened. Oh, it was after the economic collapse and the war started. And I was working for a nonprofit organization as the executive director, and I ended up getting laid off because we had budget cuts, lots of budget cuts. United Way wasn't giving out money, the government was cutting money, and so my employer laid all of us off. I laid myself off. I came home. That was like the last full-time job well, no, I'm not gonna say it's the last full-time job. It's the last time I've like officially had to get up every day and go to work every single day out of my house. And I got unemployment for a long time, and then I started doing, subcontracting. So, something happens with war and the economy collapses, things just happen, and you have to reinvent yourself. It happened to me in the 90s after they signed NAFTA. I was working in manufacturing. They were like, go to school, get a job, you can do blah 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 blah. Did that. Here I am again at 50 something years old. You got to reinvent yourself. It's very unfortunate, and it doesn't matter what field you're in. You could be in healthcare, you could be a doctor. Even doctors quitting the medicine because of what's going on with the lollipops and misinformation, disinformation, inability to tell the truth, inability to practice other types of medicine. So we're all going through a transition, but we have to rely on the Most High, and you have to do what's right. You have to tell the truth, and you got to do what's right. You cannot. This is not the season to be around here betraying people, tricking people, stealing from people. You're gonna have to give an account. You already gonna have to give an account, but this is the season where stuff is coming back around quick. What goes around comes around. So if you don't want to have nothing bad coming back around because you did stuff bad, you better do good and you better do right. Live righteously. Tell the truth and be a good person. Act like the Most High on your shoulder all the time. Even when people betray you, even when people mistreat you, you still treat them with the love, treat them and love them. Treat them good, love them with the love of the Messiah, because you will be rewarded. They're going to have to pay, but let the Most High do the repaying. Don't you do anything. So, with that said, um, y'all just keep watch. This weekend a lot of stuff is gonna happen. There's too much confusion, this economy crashing, these wars starting, too many people getting laid off. It's not a good time. So don't play around. Don't let grass grow under your feet. Don't expect that you're always gonna have internet access or power or water for that matter. So just be preparing. All right, this is Marty K. Love y'all, and I'm out.